Welcome to another edition of WRAL Triangle and Two. I'm Mark Bergen. He's Luis Fernandez. Luis, the NC State Wolfpack are Final Four bound. This is a sentence I can't believe I'm saying. It feels weird even saying it out loud.
I mean, first time in 41 years for the men. On the women's side, first time since 1998. Their second time ever. So it's just, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to speak out of turn, but I feel like Sunday had to be like a top 3 moment for NC State basketball fans in general. Like, I don't know. It's kind of hard to, besides national championships, I think it's kind of hard to compare. What a run.
Let's put this into perspective for the listeners and viewers of WRAL Triangle and Two. 1974, the championship with David Thompson, back when Sloan was the head coach. Then you had the 83 team as well. There are parallels to the 83 teams. Luis, would you like me to get into it?
Let's hear it. For those listening, Mark said he wanted me to genuinely react to these. So he has not told me what this is. I'm just going to react.
All right. So you go back to the ACC tournament, winning 5 games, 5 days. Mm-hmm. The Michael O'Connell banked in 3-pointer against Virginia and descended it into an overtime off of a missed free throw. A lot like the 83 team, where they also had to win the conference tournament to make March Madness, to make the big tournament. So you got that. I go into this matchup with Purdue and Zach Edey, a lot like, what did the 83 team need to do to make the Final Four? They had to beat WRAL Sampson in Virginia. And they 3 times. So there's that parallel. You also have, if somehow the Wolfpack get by Purdue in the Final Four, in the championship game, I'm assuming UConn is going to be the representative from the other Final Four game over Alabama.
I think that's
UConn,
fair.
A parallel to Phi Slamma Jamma with Houston back in the day, would be a huge favorite over NC State. But the fact that we are here going into the conference tournament, there were rumors and questions about Kevin Keatts' future at the program. This has been an incredible run. I can't believe we live in a world where NC State's in the Final Four, Duke and UNC are not. It's been fantastic to watch.
It is a wild world indeed. But I mean, the thing is, NC State has earned every ounce of this success. Like, really, the only game I look at that was like, oh, they probably didn't play that well, what in this postseason run, was the Louisville game, the very first one, where, they did not have DJ Horn and they, struggled at times, especially defensively against Louisville. But since that point, they're defensively, what they have been able to do has been incredibly impressive. They've had so many different individual players step up, not just DJ Burns and DJ Horn, who are obviously the stars of the show, but the Michael O'Connells of the world hitting that 3, the fact that free throw missed from Virginia is ultimately what started this chain reaction is pretty wild. But, the Ben Middlebrook scoring 20 points against Texas Tech, Mo Diarra playing the way he has while observing Ramadan. Like, it's been amazing to see the success that they have had. I don't know. It's just, this is a very rare opportunity for NC State, and I think they've made the most of it on every turn, every path.
So the question now leads to, how do you slow down Zach Edey, likely the multi-time player of the year? The reason I compared him to Sampson is, we'll find out April the 7th, but he's going to win this award over RJ Davis, who is also a finalist among the 4 to win this award. How you slow him down? I think you take a page, and Kevin Keatts, I know that you're listening here. I think you take a page out of the 83 Wolfpack team. How did they slow down Sampson? The triangle and 2, or maybe a box in 1 defense. I don't think it can just be, oh, let's throw Mo Diarra on him. I don't think it could be, oh, DJ Burns. I try to do 2 things. Try to get him in foul trouble, and then try to deny the basketball to Purdue's best player.
Well, and I think that's what's so interesting is, so last year, part of the reason why Purdue lost in the first round to a 16 seed was because this team was kind of Zach Edey or bust. The team this year, though, with Purdue is a lot more multidimensional. They're one of the better 3-point shooting teams in the country. So when you double Edey, who, doesn't necessarily pass like the best out of double teams, but when you double him, you have guys who are wide open and hit those shots consistently. No doubt. And as you would expect when you get to the Final Four, this is the best team that State will face. The free throw line to me is going to be such a big part of this. Like, do you play without fouling? And it's so hard. And there is a whole conversation to get into about Zach Edey and free throw attempts and things like that. I don't know if I can get into that at this point.
Hang on just a second, Lewis. Let me stop you there because I want to mention the 3-point shooting and piggyback off your point.
Okay, sure.
A year ago with this Purdue team, it was a team that shot about 32% from the 3-point line. This season, the Boilermakers are almost 41% from the 3-point line. So that to me is the big difference of, well, how is Purdue any different this year? Was it just matchups where they got lucky to make the Final Four? No. The 3-point shooting for Purdue, much improved from a season ago.
And if I remember correctly, I think like the top 3-point shooting percentage teams are all in the Final Four. I believe it's UConn, Purdue, and Alabama. I want to say. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it's both. All three of those teams are very, very good 3-point shooting teams. So that's what they're going to have to face. And part of it too is State 3-point shooting is always weird to me because some of it is defense, but I also think a lot of 3-point shooting is just kind of is luck. Like, are teams on that day? Are they not on that day? State has done pretty well in terms of 3-point defense during this run, especially in the NCAA tournament. Really, the only team in the NCAA tournament that has shot, above a season average type thing against them is Oakland. And that was the closest game. It went into overtime. So if that 3-point shooting continues, there you go. But it's kind of, so transitioning from the 3-point shooting to the free throws.
Let's do
it. So just some numbers here. So in terms of like the teams, okay. One stat to kind of look at is fouls per game and then free throw attempts to field goal attempts, free throw attempts per field goal attempts. So in terms of fouls per game, Purdue is about 13.9 fouls per game, and State is 16.3. So that may not seem like a lot, but that's the difference between like top 10 and, outside of the top 100. The free throw attempts per field goal attempts. Purdue has about 0.422 free throw attempts per field goal attempt. So essentially, for every field goal, they're averaging about half a free throw, which is top 10 in the country. And the guy who's shooting all of those free throws is Zach Edey. He is first in free throw attempts by 115 free throw attempts. And he's top scorer per game in the country. Yep. He averages 25 points per game. I mean, like
third in rebounding.
Exactly. Rebounding, offensive rebounding, he's first. He gets 4.7 offensive rebounds per game. It's Zach Edey just presents such a dilemma because I do think that there is some of the, and once again, I'm treading around this carefully. I'm not saying that Zach Edey is a free throw merchant by any means, but so much of Purdue and how you play Purdue is determined by how the officials blow the whistle that day. Mm-hmm. And so, I think it was, I believe, what was it? He shot, Zach Edey shot about 24, I believe, free throws against Tennessee. So he's shooting a lot. He's getting to that line a lot. And then that's obviously going to be a problem if you have guys like DJ Burns or Mo Diarra, for example, or Ben Millbrooks picking up those fouls. That's going to be an issue. That's one of we'll kind of figure out how that's going to be almost immediately in the game, but they have to foul. I mean, they have to defend without fouling. That's going to be huge.
71% from the free throw line for Edey as well. So he's not a slouch. He doesn't have some of the same troubles that plague other big men that play the sport. Offensively, if I'm the Wolfpack, got to go right at him. Got to go right at him and try to get him in foul trouble. That's what I would try to do and say, let's fight fire with fire. If it's Burns, if it's Horn, someone attacking the hoop, if it's Diarra, let's go right at this dude and make the referees blow the whistle. Because you got to get him off the floor.
I would agree. However, that's the thing. Zach Edey's also a very good defender. His footwork is very good. And the way he plays defense, he does not foul a lot. This Purdue team does not foul a lot in general. He's also number 22 in blocks. He averages about 2.16 blocks per game. So it is a puzzle. When Purdue is clicking, when they are hitting from the outside, and when Zach Edey is getting to the free throw line, they are just hard to stop. So it is going to be a huge challenge for NC State. If you can, that truly have Zach Edey not be on the court is probably the best way to beat the Boilermakers. But, I think he only missed like a minute or so in the game against Tennessee. Like he's not one of these bigs that, will not play a lot of time. He is capable of playing 40 minutes.
Triangle and 2 or box and 1. Get creative. If you don't have the personnel, it's like, I don't know who's going to match up with them. And again, it's a reason why he's been in play, like player of the year. Was it unanimously a year ago? And then
he won all 6 National Player of the Year awards.
And why he's in contention and likely going to be the winner come April 7th. One other player I want to mention from Purdue that you got to slow down, Braden Smith, the sophomore guard, among the assist leaders in all of college basketball as well. So it's not just Edey. It's not just a one-man show. He gets a lot of the headlines because he's a double-double machine. Purdue, NC State has its work cut out for them come Saturday night, but the battle of the big men, Edey and Burns, get the movie posters ready. I'm ready, Lewis. I'm not trying to wish my life away. I'm ready.
It's so interesting, Bark, too, because I'm not going to say the word interesting. It is cool because they are both large, centers, obviously, but they play the game so differently. DJ Burns had tied a career high 7 assists. Even though he wasn't, and I think it was against Marquette, he only scored 4 points. You know what I mean? But he is capable of impacting the game offensively, especially in many different ways. I don't know. I am not a basketball coach, so I don't know the best way to attack Purdue and Zach Edey, but I think that there are ways that you can go about doing it. And really, I think a lot of it's going to come to, can that NC State defense that we have seen, can it translate? And can NC State continue to play efficiently on offense? It's going to be big. It's going to be really interesting to see. Said interesting again. Gosh darn it.
To see Raleigh rally around this Wolfpack team has been special to watch. Just the scenes from Hillsborough Street on Sunday night, Easter Sunday, and to see everyone at the Bell Tower. Bell Tower's lit up in red. And, it just gives me chills thinking about it. After the game, Lewis, I rewatched the 30 for 30 Survive and Advance, and
it's a good one.
This is just what living in the Triangle is all about, man. It's just in this story, like the 83 team, if you wrote it and pitched it to a Hollywood director and said, hey, I want to do a movie about this, and you gave them the script and the synopsis of all these crazy things had to happen to get to this point, you'd have to throw the script out. It wouldn't be believable.
And that's one thing that I think that that this team has kind of embraced well is they're like, hey, we appreciate the history of these NC State type of runs. We appreciate the history of NC State basketball. We talk to those players. We have that relationship with those people. However, we are not the 83 team. We are different. We are creating our own history, our own legacy. And so I have enjoyed hearing them talk about that dynamic because I'm sure it's, I remember Kevin Keats back in December when NC State started off, I think it was 3-1 in conference play, 4-1, 5-1 conference play, something like that. And he said, anytime you are compared to 74 and 83, both national championships, you're in a pretty good spot. And honestly, if anything, there's almost been too many comparisons to the 83 national championship team with this group. But it's funny. It's funny how time's a flat circle sometimes,
Yeah. And first Final Four run since that season. It's the first time they'd been in the Elite Eight since 86.
Yep.
So, and then you knock off Duke. If you're a Duke fan, you got to take some solace in this, Luis Fernandez. This recruiting class, headlined by Cooper Flagg. Oh my gosh. And it's okay, is Kyle Filipowski or Jared McCain going to come back? They'll probably go pro, if I had to guess.
I think the most recent mock drafts I've seen have them both inside the top 20-ish or something like that.
Yeah. But Cooper Flagg, this 7'2", 7'3" kid, Kamen Mulak, if I'm mispronouncing his name, Lewis, forgive me. It's a name we'll become more and more familiar with.
Yeah, because he's going to make it
next year. It's like this class that you have coming in, if you're a Blue Devils fan, take solace in the fact that you weren't supposed to beat Houston in the Sweet 16. In this class that you have coming in, I hate to look beyond this season already, but it's okay, which of the Triangle teams is best positioned for the 2024-2025 season.
Oh yeah, 100%.
To me, Duke's at the top of that list when it comes to the triangle teams.
Cooper Flag. That's all you need to know. Cooper Flag is going to be very, very special to watch.
Yeah. Gatorade Player of the Year, Lewis.
Yeah. Paulo Banchero, former Duke guy, presented him the award last week. Fun fact. So yeah, no, Duke's going to be just fine. I'm not worried about Duke. Duke's going to be okay. But I think the thing I've been telling myself this week, I think when you look at Duke, you look at UNC and the way kind of fandoms interact with state and stuff like that. This March, you were not the main character. That's just what it boils down to. This March, and I guess now it's April. This postseason, NC State is the main character. Does that mean they're going to win it all? No. Purdue, they'd still most likely have to beat Purdue and UConn, who, if they end up being Purdue and UConn, you want to talk about that. That's going to be one of the greatest Final Fours we've ever seen, because that's two hard matchups. But they are the main characters. The way they've captured the hearts of America, the way that people talk about them, the way DJ Burns has gotten the notoriety that he has. Yeah. NC State is, they are the main characters of this March Madness.
Luis Fernandez, is there anything else? I know that we will have full coverage all this week, leading up to the Final Four on Saturday in Glendale, Arizona. But this has been another edition of WRAL Triangle 2. Is there any coverage specifically that we need to tease between now and Saturday? I know we've got Durham Bulls home opener on Tuesday at the DBAP. So baseball season's here. Very excited about that. But then, all week long, we're going to get people ready for Final Four runs. And again, don't forget the women either too, Lewis, because you've got two NC State teams in the Final Four.
So as this recording, through about 4:00 on a Monday, we do not know what time NC State women's will play. That will be determined by the end of these Elite Eight games with UConn and Southern Cal and Iowa and LSU, which, my goodness, those games are going to be fun.
Must watch TV.
Must watch TV.
Yeah.
But so we'll find out once those games are finished when they will play. But we do know it'll be Friday, and we do know that NC State will be playing undefeated South Carolina. And there are so many fun storylines that revolve around that. Sanaya Rivers playing her first year at South Carolina. Isaiah James being, I believe, the only player left from NC State's double overtime game against UConn in the Elite Eight a few years back. Wes Moore finally getting into the Final Four for the first time in his career. There are a lot of really fun storylines with both these NC State teams, and it is going to be a really fun finish to March. That's for sure.
I'm telling you this, man. The Wolfpack bring one national title or maybe multiple national titles. Raleigh's going to turn into Babylon, Lewis. I'm telling you right now.
It's it's funny because I know we joke about how many bonuses and contract extensions and things that Kevin Keats has gotten over the past 2-3 weeks by making this run. Just bake the statue. If NC State wins the national championship, make the statue. Just get the plans drawn up. That's where they're at, I think.
He's Luis Fernandez. I'm Mark Bergen. Thank you for watching another edition of WRAL Triangle in 2. Apple and Spotify, please leave us a 5-star review. And on the YouTube page on 99.9 The Fan, hit that subscribe button. Keep it here all week long, leading up to the NC State Final Four matchups. Luis, you're the absolute best. Sign off for the both of us. Take care. So long.